Another movie review from 1957, and this is The Seventh Seal, written and directed by Ingmar Bergman, with subtitles in black and white. A very, very strange movie, I must say, but one that, as a viewer, if you stay with the subtitles and really immerse yourself with the script, it can be very rewarding. Basically, the cast: Knight, played by Max von Sydow. The Squire is played by Gunnar Bornstrand. Death is played by Bengt Ekeront. Niels Pop plays Joff, a travelling actor, player as such. His wife, Mia, played by Bibi Andersson. And the Witch, played by Maud Hansen. There are a number of other supporting cast, but I won't go into any more detail. Let's set the scene. The beginning of the film. It's set way back in the 12th century, from my notes anyway. The 14th century, in the Middle Ages. And the Squire and the Knight have returned after 10 years of fighting in the Holy Land. It's the Crusades, and they've returned not victorious. They've returned to Sweden, or we assume it's Sweden, and Europe has been suffering the Black Plague for a considerable amount of time. They arrive on horseback on a beach, and at that moment the knight meets death, an image of death, a person who's representing death, and he sits down with this character, and they start playing a game of chess which symbolizes his life. He is told that if the longer he can keep this game going, the more he will get out of life. So it's basically a game with the stakes as high as they come. He's unable to resolve the conflict over the issue of God, the existence of God, and soon after seeks out a confession, being brought up religiously, and gets into some debate in the confession box, only to come to the conclusion that he is confessing himself to the subject death, which causes even further consternation. Him and the Squire then embark on their journey across Sweden towards his home. He has a castle at the other end of the country, and it's this travelling that brings out lots of intriguing events, and people are en route which are fascinating, to say the least. He comes across this travelling group, and befriends them, and they continue on with him. I'm going to describe some of the issues that we see in the film, not in any particular order. The Squire, for example, touches on the futility of giving time for the sake of God in a debate in a tavern where grog is being consumed at a vast rate. They come across an incident of an alleged witch awaiting a burning for causing the plague. Here the photography is breathtakingly real, and there's great use of shadow by Bergman in this black and white film. The squire also rescues a woman from certain rape by a doctor who's turned a common thief, robbing the dead. And he offers her a job as a cook housemaid, in anticipating that his wife has surely died in his long absence. The Traveller's musically theatrical performance is an opportunity for the squire and the knight to experience a drunken orgy at a tavern. The mock crucifixion is seen in the village as a message to all about the Black Death and a plea for faith in the face of evil. This suggestion is rejected by the squire as mere poppycock. The travelling knight family, having met up with the knight, the squire then joins them with his new female companion, and we get a further move on the chessboard after a period of time, to which the knight feels an element of success, and that seems to be a metaphor for extending his life a little further. There's also the anguish and torment driven by soldiers and priests, which crop up throughout. And then we have some verbal boxing matches that are exchanged between the participants, Death and the Knight. And it goes on and on like this. It seems to reflect a sort of gathering of the good and bad times within life, and tackles the subject matter of why are we here and what's the point of it all. The burning of the stake is particularly traumatic, as the knight and squire are in a position to actually interfere with this and possibly prevent it, but they prefer to stand aside and allow things to take their natural course, with Death on the side showing and insisting that the activity be completed. We also witness Death appearing to cut down a tree that an actor has ran up to escape from soldiers, and it seems to represent the unexpected events in life, and how life can be quite unlucky. And as you probably are getting a taste, the film is extremely interesting, but a sort of chaotic look at life and the individuals that we come across. And so the film ends after they arrive at the knight's castle with an impromptu dance by the five who have arrived, headed by the figure of Death at the front, and we assume that they are dancing themselves to their graves, as they have managed to beat the plague, and the strolling player and his wife add the sort of entertainment factor to the dance. So we're left with a question at the end of trying to interpret all this. Is it a signpost to the viewer about religion, about death, about the difference between people, about fears and desires? Well, I would suggest that you give it a look. It's a fascinating movie, a movie that I will watch again because I sense that I've missed so much.
Slutar du aldrig att fråga?
Nej. Jag slutar aldrig.
Upp till sitter herran, han är ganska fjärran. Men din broder Satan möter du på gatan.
Vad har du gjort av min fru?
Sommaren är förstås bättre än vintern. För på sommaren slipper man frysa. Men våren är det allra bästa.
Då blir det rätt blåturasfinsgeneraler! Akta dig så inte lägger det på käften. Så att du inte ens kan göra dina konster för turkar och kannibaler.
Pesten, den svarta döden, hemsökte Europa vid mitten av 1300-talet. Den härjar också i Sverige när riddaren Antonius Block är på hemväg från ett korståg. En gång drog han ut till det heliga landet som en trosviss ung krigare. Nu återvänder han, plågad av tvivel och ovisshet. Skulle det inte finnas någon Gud? Den tanken är honom outhärdlig. När döden plötsligt står framför honom vill han ha uppskov och lockar döden till ett parti schack. Ty innan han dör vill han ha gjort en enda meningsfull handling. Det får han tillfälle till när slumpen för i hans väg en liten gycklarfamilj som mitt i en värld av lidande och ondska bevarat sin ljusa förtröstan, sin glädje över att leva. Och när schackpartiet lider mot sitt slut slår han omkull pjäserna för att vinna tid. Och för att den lilla familjen ska hinna rädda sig undan döden.
Jag vaknar.